Hey, it's Chris talking to you today. It's the 20th of Wednesday, April 2016. So today I want to talk about the Anglican relationship to corrupt Telstra employees, telecommunications employees that abuse their connections, possibly abuse their connections, and a lot of evidence points to it. And I think they do. And the Anglican Church benefits from it. So the first thing when I moved here that I noticed is that there was a Telstra pillar out in front of our unit. And the second thing that I noticed is that it was unlocked, and it was always unlocked. Every time I saw it was unlocked, I would call Telstra, and I would tell Telstra that it was unlocked, and it would be locked for a day or two, and then it would be unlocked again. And it was like this all the time. It was like I'd call, it would get locked, and then it was unlocked the next day, or even that day, it was unlocked. So then I noticed that our computers were, the network for our internet was really sluggish, really erratic. Really, it was supposed to be getting 500, but then it would drop down to sometimes to 3. Really, really bad. And it wasn't the power, because we had it tested and everything was fine out to the pillar. So I realized soon, very quickly, that the next door neighbor and other Anglican Bible college students were committing crimes and were practicing up on their monitoring skills, on their cyber crime skills. It doesn't surprise me because Wolfley, in his school book, in his like a yearbook thing, I don't know what they call it in Australia, but when they have all the pictures of all the students, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to improving my skills." I guess Bible skills. Bible skills? No, I don't think so. Personally, I think he was being double meaning, and he was, really meant that he wanted to improve his computer skills. So that's just my take on it. So, anyways, yeah. Our computers were being broken into. He's a real computer science guy and a mathematics graduate from Adelaide University. He did his paper on cryptography, so he knows his stuff, and he's got a really elite level of high level of computer science knowledge and mathematic knowledge. He's not a hacker. Plus, him and his friends add to that the fact that they're extremely organized and extremely technically accomplished and cooperative, protected by rich, powerful Anglican friends, and I think protected by government officials as well. And I think there's a relationship between the Anglican Church and the Australian government. So, like for example, Premier Baird is an Anglican, and he wanted to go to the school. Rich people, well, for example, Vanda Gould, he just got off on the federal government somehow messed up on his case, and he was being investigated for 7 years for money laundering off. This was before the Panama Papers, money laundering, and $300 million, all his clients, it was racked up to, and himself, $30 million for himself. Of course, the federals lost the case and messed up or somehow, and then the Commonwealth government ends up, the Liberal government, which Premier Blair belongs to, ends up giving Vanda Gould close to $264,000, I think, close to $300,000 for legal expenses. So he goes and does all this criminal activity with hiding finances, and I think he did it. And then he gets off, and then the taxpayers pay for his court legal costs. And I think I don't think they say anywhere how the federal police messed up, but I think that they probably lost data, and they probably had corrupted data, and that was admissible in court. And that would be exactly something the Wolfley would do with this computer attack Incenera, I call it. I wrote up a bit about it on Reddit. And this Incenera attacks underneath the operating system through the hardware somehow. It can attack air-gapped machines. And they've been attacking our computers and our phone and everything, NVR, network video recorder, and they've deleted video off our recorder. So I think that it wouldn't surprise me if they helped their friend Vanda Gould, because Vanda Gould has given millions of dollars to Moore Theological Bible College, of which these people are students at. So after all this happened, I started keeping an eye on the computer and started keeping an eye on deauthentication attacks on our wireless and evil twin attacks on our wireless and stuff like that. Someone broke into our house and destroyed the hooked up an Android phone with Linux terminal capabilities and flashed off the drive, screwed up the data on the drive somehow, and it just goes on and on and on and on. So anyways, time went on with the pillars. Back to the pillars. Time went on, and so there's a lot of money to be made. I just want to say that before I carry on. There's a lot of money to be made off these clowns and how they abuse the network and hook into people's, systems, and they can hook into anybody's system, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm off topic now. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go on for a bit. They're so organized. I swear that if there is such a thing as autonomous, these guys fit the profile perfectly because they're connected. They have access to the Telstra network. They have people like Sinchat in the Telstra network covering their asses. They have access to extremely high-level technology that I've never heard of in Senra. I think that's a government technology. And they've got really, really, really rich friends that keep getting richer. There's a lot of money to be made off stealing data. So I think that I'm starting to wonder if these clowns behind their nice Christian Anglican grins are really like in a group like autonomous or something like that. I'm not saying they're autonomous, but or anonymous. Autonomous. I'm not saying they're anonymous, but maybe they're a group like Anonymous, or maybe they do the same sort of thing as Anonymous. Anyways, back to the Telstra pillars. So I kept calling, and finally, one of the last times I called, I was just fed up, and I called Telstra one more time, and I says, hey, look, the Telstra pillar is unlocked again. And the Telstra service representative on the phone said, oh, okay, well, I'll check it out. So, blah, 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 give me my number, my number for the ticket or whatever it is. And I went on my merry way, and then the next day I checked the pillar, and the pillar's unlocked again. And so I was really miffed. So I called back again, and I says, look, I called yesterday, and the Telstra, about the Telstra pillar was unlocked, and I said, that it was unlocked, and you said that you're going to send somebody in, blah, blah, blah. How come you haven't done it yet? So he goes, no, it's been done. I says, no, it hasn't been done. No, it has been done. I says, no, it hasn't been done. I just went and looked at it, and it's unlocked. And the guy goes, no, Sinchat signed off on it today. He did his work order yesterday. He signed off on it already. It's done. And I says, what? Because I heard that name. I says, what? It's the same name that was signed on all the Anglican tags out in the back. What? What do you mean? What's that name again? Say that name. And the guy's good. And then he paused. He goes, I didn't say anything. Because I don't think they're allowed to do that, or they're supposed to do that. So I tried to tell him, I tried to get the name out of him, and he wouldn't give it to me. And then I said, okay, well, look, I'm going to go. Anyways, the name of the person who's supposed to have locked that up, Sinchat, is the same name that's signing off on all the tags in the back. Now, that isn't anything in itself, but the fact of the matter is if Sinchat is using his position with Telstra to provide deniability for the crimes committed by Foofley and his friends, now that's a problem. Now, what got me thinking about this? Well, one day I came home, I left, and I was going to go out in the car, and I was leaving. I forgot something. I came back, and Foofley's wife was backing out. She was walking out of her unit, but she was backing out with her back to me. So she had her back to me, and she was looking over there into the courtyard. She says, she's talking to her partner, or whatever, and says, so why do we have to do that? And And then after she asked the question, she turned around and looked at me and she looked shocked, like she'd just been caught stealing. And she was frozen, and she didn't say nothing. He was walking out backwards too, because he's grabbing the door and he's walking out backwards and he's locking the door and he's talking as he leaves, and he's got his back to me. He doesn't know I'm there because he thinks I'm gone. So he says, "Oh, in case it goes to court, we need that in case it goes to court." And then he turned around and saw me, and I was gonna say, "In case what goes to court?" But at this time I was really angry with the situation here because of our computer crimes and stuff like that, and I really didn't want to talk to the guy for fear that, you know, I might lose my temper or something. So I just kept my mouth shut, and I thought about though, and then I thought about Synchat, and then I thought about the Telstra pillar, and then I thought about all the tags back there being signed by Synchat, and then I thought about our internet connection being screwy and acting as if someone was connecting to it. And then I thought about all our computer attacks, and then I thought about his friends that were involved in telecommunications and how they were a tight-knit, you know, coordinated, secretive group, and how they were so like clandestine and secretive, and how they were always smiling, but deep down inside there was something really dirty and psychotic about them. And then I thought, oh, then I started thinking, like, you know, these guys act exactly like a group, like Anonymous, like a group of hackers that work together to accomplish, computer crimes and to effect successful computer crimes. And I think that's the case. I think that when I made a comment about it, I think to my partner, and after I made the comment, all his tags started, you know, disappearing, being taken down, and somebody else started signing off on the tags. So I think I hit the nail on the head. I think that there's people in the Anglican Church that abuse their positions with Telstra to do favors for their friends, to provide deniability for the crimes being committed. There's a lot of money to be made on stealing ideas. There's a lot of money in Australia. I could make a video on that. But there's a lot of people think it's cool to steal, and a lot of people don't have a problem with it. I mean, look at these guys. They're supposed to be Christians, and they're Bible college students, and they're constantly in our system, in our computers, in our phone. They're like parasites, like bloodsuckers. You can't get rid of them. And as far as I'm concerned, they're being protected by the Anglican Church, and they're being protected by government officials as well. And the worst part about it is that there's always these stories and stuff that always deflect attention from them. You always hear about other religions, and you always hear about this hacker group or this hacker doing this or that hacker doing this, but you'll never hear about them. Seriously, what they are doing is the worst, most dangerous thing. Forget about phone attacks. Forget about that BS with Rupert Murdoch. As a matter of fact, I think Rupert Murdoch might have been connected to this incendiary somehow. Maybe his government friends here in Australia gave it to him. I think wireless was invented in Australia. So there's some pretty clever, pretty twisted individuals down here that like to break the law, and they don't have a problem breaking into your system. They don't have a problem breaking into mine. They didn't have a problem deleting video off my NVR system. So yeah, I think that people have to be aware of the Anglican Church, of the wicked criminals that hide within the Anglican Church and utilize the Anglican Church's position, power, and authority. And remember that there are lots of good people that go to the Anglican Church as well. So it's not just the institution. I'm sure there's a lot of good people somewhere. Not here, not in this building, but there's got to be some people somewhere that are Anglican and good. So what I'm talking about are the criminals, specifically the ones in this building that have been attacking us with computer crimes, and other people like them over Australia and Canada and the United States in their affiliate denominations over there. So I hope that just be careful, and just keep an eye out on for that sort of thing. And if you see it, I don't know, what do? I just want to provide awareness, and I just want to say, what I've seen, because I think it's wrong and I think it shouldn't be allowed. I think there has to be security in our networks, and I think there has to be security within our system, and they've completely abused trust. And once you've abused trust, you can never get it back again. So you got to be careful. You don't want somebody on your phone line listening to your conversations when you're an innocent person. So anyways, that's it, and have a good day.